What is up, guys? Austin here. Welcome to this month's top 5 video, and as a treat, guys, we're bringing you 2 top 5 this month. One for the start of August and one for the later part of August, and you guys will know which top 5 video that is easily because it's the end of summer at that. This is a top 5 video I've wanted to do for quite some time now. People have requested it, and that is top 5 remakes. Not reboots, completely different general term. This is remakes. We have some honorable mentions.
My honorable mention is Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a remake.
Yeah, it was a remake of another movie in the 30s called Mr. Deeds Goes to New York. I'm pretty sure it was a comedy version of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Really?
Yeah. I think
that's a good movie too, by the way.
But Mr. Deeds, basically Adam Sandler. A lot of people say this is Adam Sandler's last good movie, although
he begs to differ.
A lot of people have mixed opinions on Adam Sandler. Great all-star cast. Pretty much had every single person in Adam Sandler's movies. Steve Buscemi and those 2 other guys who were always in there, and also Winona Ryder. But yeah, this was a very enjoyable movie. I enjoyed it, and that's why it's my honorable mention.
I have 3 honorable mentions. These didn't make it in my top 5 because I have ones that are truly better in my opinion, but here we go for my honorable mentions. One of them, you guys are gonna be kind of mad that this is not in my top 5, but that is Scarface.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I saw it when I was a kid. I have to rewatch it, but hey, it's
rewatch it.
Hey, honorable mention. That's good enough. But I mean, hey, it's still a good remake. I have not seen the original, so that's why it's on my honorable mentions. The next one, True Grit. A great one. Hey, shut up. I love the Coen brothers' take on this thing. I loved how the ending has changed because in the other one, the ending was all happy, go-lucky stuff, but in the remake, it was all dark and gloomy. I felt it fit a lot better. And now my last honorable mention, you guys are gonna probably attack me on this. This is a filmmaker whose films you really have to have a particular taste for, and this is, get ready for it, Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh.
I liked Halloween a lot. I think Rob Zombie is a very underrated filmmaker. I think his version of Halloween was great. I mean, I will admit this though, this was actually a 2 thing. It was a prequel and a remake. And the prequel part was phenomenal, but the remake was so and so because it was almost shot for shot of the original.
Mine is Ocean's 11. It is an absolute fantastic movie. It had all-star cast and then excellent action scenes, especially a really good robbery scene. I loved it, and that's why it's my honorable mention.
Number 5.
My number 5, this might really surprise a lot of people. War of the Worlds.
Oh,
Tom Cruise.
I like that one. That's a good choice.
War of the Worlds.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. It had Tom Cruise, it had Dakota Fanning. Alien invasion movie at its best. I absolutely love this movie.
Tom Cruise was our aunt the day it came out.
The world premiere. Remember that?
I remember that. I was so psyched about it.
He was so psyched. We were supposed to go see it at midnight, but they didn't have a midnight showing for it. He was
Fuck
sad.
you, Cobb Jupiter.
This is a great movie from beginning to end. Alien invasion.
Number 5. Now, this is a more recent remake that came out this year. It truly did scare the shit out of me when I saw it because of its brutality of it.
Oh, I see what's coming here.
Yep. My number 5 is the remake of Evil Dead. I pre-gamed, the night before I saw Evil Dead with my friend Sarah, who I've seen so many films with. We saw The Conjuring together. The remake, it doesn't have the humor. It has a bit of the humor that the original has, which people were complaining about, but honestly, you can't do the humor of the original. It's just too hard to do. But what Fede Alvarez does, he compensates it for the gore, for the practical effects, and my god, I have never seen practical effects done so well in a film. Every single practical effect looks amazing. There's a shot in the film where this girl cuts her cheek open, and how they did it was phenomenal. And I love the secrets they did, like the Easter eggs, like with every main character's first name, it spells the word demon in it, which I found very interesting. And that final kill, holy shnikes. It's probably the best kill I've seen this year. Evil Dead is my number 5, that's why I love it. Fede Alvarez, I cannot wait for the sequel. And it's also one of my favorite films of 2013.
My number 5 remake is The Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh, okay.
This is one of my favorite musicals of all time because it's just a great musical. It has a great setup, a great villain, Audrey too. The characters are memorable. It is just an overall fun movie. I remember seeing this movie, I think a year or 2 ago. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's definitely one of my favorite musicals, even though I'm not a musical fan at all.
Same.
This one drew me in because of the story, like some of the songs that are in there, especially the Mean Green Machine from the main song when the main character confronts Audrey in the final fight scene.
I still haven't seen it yet. So.
You haven't seen it? It's
No.
a good movie, man. You gotta check it out. It's a good musical movie, and overall, it's just a fun, entertaining movie.
Number 4.
Number 4 for me would be Homeward Bound.
What?
Yeah, Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey,
Really?
which is a remake of The Incredible Journey.
Never
Except
heard
this
of
one
it.
doesn't have pets.
I've never heard of it.
The original didn't have the dog and the cat. But this one has Siamese cat, a pit bull and terrier mix, or maybe it's a hound mix. I don't know, but it's a pit bull and terrier mix, and a golden retriever. They get lost and they got to find their way home. Simple as that.
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of Homeward Bound?
No.
Yes, you have.
Really? You never heard of
I don't remember it at all.
Really, Austin?
What can I say?
What is wrong with you?
Sorry to disappoint.
Okay, well, it was Michael J.
Ultimate facepalm.
Michael J. Fox was in there, and I believe Sally Field. This is an absolutely amazing movie. The soundtrack was absolutely beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, that's why it's my number 4.
My number 4, this is a horror remake. This is The Thing. It was a remake of The Thing from Another World. This one has Kurt Russell. They're in a base on the Antarctic, and they encounter this creature known as The Thing who can take form of different whatever it can. Dogs, humans, anything. And they're pretty much on a fight for survival, and the main thing to harm it is fire. It's fantastic. The special effects are amazing. It's one of John Carpenter's best films, who did Halloween, by the way. Kurt Russell does a fantastic job. The special effects, I think, were ahead of their time. All the stop motion animation is phenomenal. When you see The Thing for the first time, I remember I was fucking scared. Yeah, if not, it's The Thing. Check it out. It's phenomenal, and that's why it's my number 4.
Number 4, True Grit. Directed by the Coen brothers, starring Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh
Damon, and Haley Steinfeld.
Hey, this is just a great murder film. It's an excellent, well-directed film. Great Western film. I recommend for anyone who has not seen it yet.
Shane would love it. Shane would love it.
Shane would love it. All I can say is it's an excellent film. I loved it from beginning to end. I remember when I saw it, it was like, my God, this movie's great. So True Grit did a great job at that and playing an excellent Western film. And that's why it's my number 4.
Number 3 for me would be The Departed.
Ooh, the Martin Scorsese one. Very
This
nice.
is a remake of a Chinese movie called Infernal Affairs.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This one had an absolutely all-star cast. It had Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark.
Who else was in there? Alec Baldwin was in there.
Eric
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Pretty much what Lucas said about True Grit. When I first saw that, I thought it was amazing.
Yes.
This was absolutely an amazing movie.
Phenomenal.
Plot twist at the end.
Oh my
man.
God,
I did
yeah.
not see that coming.
Yeah, same.
I did not see that coming.
And congratulations still to Martin Scorsese for winning Best Director and Best Picture on that, by the way.
Yes, and it absolutely deserved it.
Yes.
Absolutely, definitely deserved it. That's why it's my number 3.
My number 3, this was Zack Snyder's directorial debut, and that is Dawn of the Dead.
Oh.
I loved this movie so much. It still scares the crap out of me to this day. Why I loved it so much was because they took so many different changes from the original to the new one. In the original, they were slow zombies. They were more menacing and crowdful. In this one, these zombies were on fucking steroids. They were pretty much on adrenaline the entire time. There was a certain scene I remember in the very beginning with the zombified girl. The jump scare there is one of the best jump scares I've ever seen in a film altogether. It has a great cast. It's just a great remake altogether, and Zack Snyder is a fantastic director. Even though I didn't like Sucker Punch that much, Dawn of the Dead is one of the scariest films I've ever seen. I believe it's in my top 10 through 20 horror films of all time. I absolutely love that film. The first time I saw it, I had nightmares the night I saw it. I'm not gonna lie, I did. It is a scary ass film. If you have not seen it, I totally recommend you check it out because it's also one of my favorite zombie films of all time, and that's why it's my number 3.
Number 3 for me, Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, fantastic
yeah.
choice.
I love this movie, the 2011 one. It starred James Franco,
Yes.
Freida Pinto, John Lithgow, Brian Cox, Tom Felton, David Oyelowo,
Andy Serkis?
and Andy Serkis. I was gonna say it, Austin.
You mentioned him first. He's the star of it.
It was an excellent movie. When I first saw it in the theaters, I'm like 5 out of 5 down all day long. This movie kept me entertained.
It was amazing.
Andy Serkis did a fantastic job as Caesar.
That he did. How he didn't get nominated for Best Supporting Actor at least?
How? That's just awful.
Fuck you, Academy. Enough said.
Yeah,
Awful.
the Academy sometimes is a douchebag.
The new one.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is coming out soon, which
Yes.
I cannot wait to
Next
see.
year.
Also, one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when the apes started taking over on the bridge.
Oh,
that was a great
That
scene.
was amazing.
That was a great scene.
Or spoiler when Caesar goes like, "No!" when he does that
Yeah,
for the
I
first
remember.
time. Yeah.
That was amazing.
That I had the chills going up my back when I heard that.
Yeah.
You would have been like, "Holy shit!" if you saw that.
Yeah, man. I was like, holy shit. I remember in the theater, some lady goes, "That motherfucker talked!"
That was a
It
phenomenal.
was a great theater experience. Everything was great about this movie. That's why my number 3.
Number 2.
Okay, this one might surprise a lot of people because this remake has gotten really shitty reviews.
Oh.
It's gotten really shitty reviews. It's still,
Mixed?
Yeah, mixed, but mostly shitty. The Lady Killers.
Oh, okay. I like
The
that
Lady
one.
Killers.
It's a good one.
It
It's a good
stars
one.
Tom Hanks. It stars Marlon Wayans and the guy from the State Farm commercials. It's a remake of the 30s version, or maybe it's 40s or 50s, I don't know. For those of you who don't know what this movie is, Lucas, Joe, I'm going to explain the plot. There's a casino in this town, and they use an old lady's house who has an underground root cellar, and they gotta dig to the casino and steal the money while they portray themselves as being musicians of high class, if you will. And how they do it is just absolutely amazing. They had the general who was absolutely the most hilarious part of the movie. The guy who was smoking indoors.
Oh
no smoking indoors! He put the cigarette in his mouth. Flips it back in.
I remember that. And his death scene.
Ooh,
that was actually.
all the death scenes were pretty
Oh my god.
interesting.
Who's stupid now?
No bullets?
No bullets.
But yeah, this movie from beginning to end was absolutely. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really good.
It has mixed reviews.
We saw it. We saw it in the theater. The Lady Kill. This movie is definitely one of the most underrated remakes of all
Without a
time,
doubt.
and that is why it's my number 2.
Okay, my number 2. Alex, Joe, I know you guys don't like this movie because it's a little too long. In my eyes, it's one of the best remakes of all time, and Peter Jackson is my favorite filmmaker because he delivered the first film that sparked my passion for wanting to be a filmmaker, and this film is King Kong.
Wait, Austin. This is my number 2 as well.
Holy shit! Woo! Okay, buddy? He hates this movie.
Okay?
I hate Peter Jackson. I thought the '77 version was better.
Fuck you.
Could you
Okay.
not?
The 30s?
This is a much better remake.
Yes.
Much better.
You failed.
It has better reviews than the other one.
Yes, it does.
Okay, here's a question for you then.
Okay.
The '77 version was the inspiration for the ride at Universal Studios. What does this one have? Nothing. You're welcome.
It's got Jack Black in it.
Andy Serkis. Boom! Enough said. Best motion capture actor ever.
Ever.
Yes, okay. Anyways, I love Peter Jackson, even though, yes, his movies are a bit long. But you know what? I don't care because I was invested in the story and the characters. And King Kong. Andy Serkis' performance as King Kong is holy fucking shnikes.
It is amazing.
It is amazing. It is one of the best motion capture performances I have ever seen besides him playing Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, and also he did a great job as Caesar.
Yes, that as well. I love the special effects. There's a scene where King Kong goes against a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It was awesome. How can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, the dude. And now they. Oh, fuck Godzilla.
Alex, no.
Remember that?
Forgot.
Wow.
I gotta change my list.
No, you're not
changing your list.
You're
You!
Yes.
You gotta do your list.
Right.
Not do your list.
Keep going! How they did the end scene where King Kong falls off the Empire State Building was amazing.
It was.
What the hell are you doing?
Pretty much said everything I loved about this movie. Jack Black did a really good job.
Yeah.
All the actors did a really great job. Andy Serkis, I think, was still a standout.
And how they did the island, how they redid the island for the film was phenomenal.
It was great.
And Peter Jackson is such a visionary filmmaker. He really is. And I am so glad he's doing the Hobbit movies.
Well, the good thing is, though, he played all the shots and all the visuals in this movie were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
Peter Jackson is not only a very visual filmmaker, but he's also a fantastic storyteller.
He is.
Which is why I love King Kong, and that's why my favorite filmmaker of all time, it's fucking King Kong. King Kong versus a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Enough said.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing beats King Kong versus Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's a lot of
Not even
fish.
Godzilla.
It's my number 2 favorite remake. It's fantastic, even though it's a bit long, I think, but it's still fantastic. One of my favorites of all time.
It's a 5 out of 5 for me any day.
Me too. Da da da.
It's Number 1.
Speaking of 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you guys want. This movie is without question one of my all-time favorite movies.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it's one of Lucas's also. I'm pretty sure Lucas has the same number 1. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out.
Let's see.
Scarface!
Yes! We both have the same number 1.
Oh,
Miss! Oh, missed again! There you go.
Alright, Scarface.
Wow.
Scarface.
This movie was out freaking standing. I
was.
am disappointed that this is in your honorable mentions.
Sorry.
How could you, Austin?
Sorry to disappoint. I will keep saying that.
You can say what you want to say about his accent, but
that was pretty bad.
If you fuck with me, you fuck with the best.
All I got in this world are my balls and my word.
this movie from beginning to end, although it does seem to be like it's like 3 hours long, but it needed to be. It needed to be.
Yeah.
It needed to be.
Like
Unlike
King Kong.
unlike Lord of the Rings and
Hey,
King
fuck
Kong.
you.
Unlike King Kong.
Lord of the Rings need to be that long.
Hey.
It's a big book.
The third movie got Best Picture, so suck it.
Yeah.
And it swept the Academy
What is
Award.
that got it?
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings.
Politics.
2000.
No.
Wait. Let me say something.
It's the first fantasy film to win the Academy Award.
And it's also swept the entire Academy
Yes.
Award.
So
Just
suck
swept
it even more.
Politics. The casting in this movie was absolutely amazing. Al
It
Pacino got his, I think this was his breakthrough role. I'm not
It
sure.
was. I think it was.
It's either this or the Godfather series.
I think The Godfather was
Well, which
more.
came out first?
Godfather.
Godfather
then.
72.
The whole story between him coming from Cuba, living the American dream in his eyes, getting into the whole drug scene, and coming from Cuba and pretty much with nothing, and then becoming like a billionaire within a couple of months or a couple of years, however long it is.
I love this movie. It's one of my top favorites of all time. It is
It's on mine.
by far a great movie and one of my favorites because the action scenes are phenomenal. The acting by Al Pacino is phenomenal. One of my favorite acting scenes, acting performances.
Say hello to my little friend!
All the characters are great. The scenes are great. The cinematography was excellent. The
It was
score
in
was great.
Miami!
It was in Miami, of course. It was absolutely amazing. And I loved Al Pacino's story, even though he was involved in drugs. It was still a great American. It's the American dream. You didn't think he was going to get on drugs in the first place, but as the movie progressed on, you learned about how he did it, how he got on the drugs and everything. And the final gunpoint scene is one of the greatest, bloodiest scenes I've ever seen in film cinematography.
Oh yeah.
It is just phenomenal. That's why Scarface is my number 1 because it is motherfucking awesome.
Mine
Enough
too.
said.
Mine too.
My number 1 favorite remake of all time. This is one of my favorite films of all time. This is a 6 out of 5 prime. This is a remake of a Bond film.
Oh,
This is Casino Royale. This is my favorite Bond film of all time. It is the remake of Casino Royale.
Oh yeah.
Why? For many, many reasons. For one thing, Daniel Craig
Bows.
is... Daniel Craig is an amazing James Bond.
The boss of
Between him and Sean Connery, I just cannot decide on who is the best Bond. So you know what? They are tied as the best Bond because they both have their own stamps on Bond.
Well, all of them have their own stamps.
Although with Skyfall, Daniel Craig proved that he could be the old school Bond as well. It was the James Bond film that fans wanted. We wanted a darker Bond, more vulnerable, more cold, just more brutal. Everything a Bond fan wanted was in this film, but then Quantum of Solace had to fuck everything up. Vesper, played by Eva Green, she's just beautiful. She's not hard to look at all.
Why didn't I put this on my list?
Don't forget about Le Chiffre.
Yeah, Le Chiffre is a fantastic villain as well, and the construction yard chasing is one of the best chase scenes I have ever seen. And if you've seen it on Blu-ray, oh
man.
My word, that is such a fantastic looking chase scene. And in theaters, it's even better. All the struggles that James Bond had to go through. I mean, he almost freaking died.
Yeah. Poison.
Yeah, poison. Yeah, Le Chiffre's bitch poisoned him. The scene will I always remember. He's after Vesper and he flips the car. It goes so far.
Oh yeah.
And then the scene where he's trying to rescue her again, but she gets stuck in the elevator.
Oh.
That was such an emotional scene for me right there. I love Casino Royale. It's an amazing Bond film. If you guys haven't seen it,
Do it.
Do it now.
that is why it's my number 1 favorite remake of all time. I cannot wait for the next Bond film, Bond 24. That is why it's my number 1. Now, the time you've all been waiting for is time for the shit stains of remakes.
Mine, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh man!
I thought you were gonna say
That
the other one.
stinks. Fun fact: you're
It
gonna.
was on LSD.
No, his inspiration. Get this was Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Really?
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Sounds pretty
How,
accurate.
how does that?
It was an awful ass movie. I freaking hated it.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
It made the Willy Wonka, the original, look like Citizen Kane movie.
And
It
if
was
you
just
have read
so
the recent article on
bad.
IMDb,
It's a disgraceful
I'm not sure.
movie.
Yeah. And plus Freddie Highmore. Come on, he doesn't even act like a kid. He acts like a goody two-shoes bitch.
I want my family.
In the original, the guy acts like a kid.
It's so friggin' terrible.
Come on, Tim Burton's gothic. He's not light like
Tim
that.
Burton did a horrible job with
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
do this
sorry. I
movie.
hated that film.
I
too.
hated it too. It's
Yeah.
definitely one of the biggest dog shit piles I've seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's my shit stain. Even though Conan is also another one.
Mine worse. This is a horror remake. I'm a horror guy, so I had to really dig deep down to see which one really messed it up. And that was Nightmare on Elm Street, the
Oh,
remake.
I knew you'd choose that one.
Okay, the original film is a for sure 6 out of 5. It is one of the best horror films I have ever seen in my life.
Me too.
This one deviates from everything the original stood for. The only good thing was Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger because he actually looks like a burn victim. Unlike Robert Englund. No hate on Robert Englund. He is still Freddy. Jackie Earl Haley does a great job of resenting him. But everyone else,
It's
come
so
on.
fucking terrible.
Rudy Mara, she has no emotion. She's like Kristen Stewart in Twilight.
Oh.
She
Fucking terrible.
She's like this the entire time. This one did have more dream sequences, and I liked how Samuel Bayer had a visual style with the dream sequences. I loved how I did that, but other than that, this film was pure dog crap. I remember liking it at first, but then I remember watching it and I was like,
oh, why did
What?
I watch this?
I was like,
why did I like this the first time? I saw it?
what is this
I never
crap
saw
I'm
it.
watching?
I
I
never
just,
saw it.
good for you. It took such a deep shit on a horror fan, such as myself, and that's why I hate it so much. Nightmare on Elm Street, fuck you.
Okay, my worst film. Before I mention, or what I say it is, the original is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is one of my worst films of all time. Lucas, we agree on our shit stains. Mine is also Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Why did you say it at the same time?
The Oompa Loompas.
Oh god, the Oompa Loompas.
There was one guy. It was just one guy.
Was it
Not
all
the entire
CG?
person. Yes, it was all CGI. But
Johnny Depp was the one who killed it.
Johnny Depp was absolutely terrible.
He was.
Tim Burton and all the other actors were not so good.
Oh,
Dog
no.
shit.
Oh.
Tim Burton was. What were you thinking? Why'd you have to remake this?
Was he on LSD?
There is no
That's the
need
point.
to remake a classic.
No.
If it has bad reviews, go for it. But if it has good reviews, don't do it.
Maybe if it were the Great Glass Elevator, the sequel that never got made.
Maybe that.
But
Yes.
this didn't need to be remade. Gene Wilder mentioned this on IMDb. He saw the new one and
Oh,
he said,
God.
what did he say?
I think he said it was like a disgrace.
He said it was a disgrace. He also said that the author of the book, Ronald Dahl, would be rolling over in his grave
I
if he saw the
completely
first.
agree with that
if he
too.
saw it, yeah, it was absolutely terrible. I never want to see this movie again.
I mean, yeah, sure, that scene where they're going through the tunnel, that was scary as a kid, but now they look at it, it's a lot better than what Tim Burton did.
Yeah.
One thing that they did do different was that they actually showed the people walking out in the remake. I actually liked that. They actually showed the people walking out, but other than that, fuck the remake.
Guys, you're missing two things.
What?
The music. How do you
Oh,
compare the
no,
No, you can't, no.
Do not. The ghost is good. Something, something.
The main problem I had with the music is that it didn't go with Tim Burton's style. That's why I had a huge problem with it. Tim Burton has a huge gothic style. This was all like happy-go-lucky and everything. I mean, come on, I expect something different from a Tim Burton film.
Yeah, that's why it's my shit stain. Period. The end.
Alright guys, so we have extinguished our anger, we've also told the honorable mentions and our favorite remakes of all time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below of what your favorite remakes are and your worst remakes are of all time.
Or leave a video response.
Or a video response. That goes good too. That was our top 5 for the beginning of the month. Later in the month, we will be doing the annual top 5 summer films video, which will be me, Alex, and our cameraman Joe. Sorry, Lucas.
Aw.
Until the top 5 summer movies of 2013, we will see you guys next time.
See you later and stay awesome.
What he said.
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.